Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. I'm back. I was just doing a live stream and I went ahead and ended it because I want to have my phone free and I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys just a little bit more before I get off and just do some stuff around the house. But okay.
New visitor.
Hey guys. Okay, good. I'm glad y'all came back. I was like, I don't know if they're going to come back, but I hope they do. Okay, so for instance, all right, so the video I just did, let me show you guys something, okay? I want to show you guys so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, do you see how that one that says let's talk has a yellow $sign beside it? And you see how the one below it has a green one. Well, that one with the yellow $sign, I have it locked and it's on private. So that way I can wait until it turns green. Okay. All of these I had to wait until they turned green. And when I was waiting on it, hey Scott, hey everybody. While I was waiting on it, what happens is all the initial views that you get on it, like all the people that come to watch it, I'm not getting credit for those views at the beginning of the video, which is if anybody will tell you that whenever a video first goes live, right? The views that you get from the video are usually within the first 24 hours, okay? And so I have to start being, oh, Mad Feathers, just let me tell you about this. It takes about 2 or 3 days. Usually 24 hours is what it's supposed to take, but I think because YouTube is like implementing it to everybody's having to send their videos in for review. So it's not just me. So it's been taking almost 3 days for me. The other day I sent one in and it took 5 days. Okay, so let me read this comment that I wanted to read to you guys. Okay, y'all are going to die. Okay, so you remember the other night when we did the meditation after, I think it was Monday night. We did a live stream and we had a guest on, and then we did meditation afterward. Well, you know how sometimes Nate will pop his head in and say hi to everybody. I got a comment from Jacoyu fuck something, okay? Let me see what the name is. And this is what they said. Please keep your kid out of the videos because it's hard for me to type rude and demeaning comments if I see kids in the video. Thanks. Hey, Chrissy, I tried to call you today. You hear that, you guys? Please keep your kid out of the video because it's hard for me to type rude and demeaning comments if I see kids in the video. Thanks. This guy right here. So this is what I said back to him. I said, maybe try not leaving rude comments. I mean, why waste your time? They will just get deleted and blocked. People piss me off so bad. Hey, Landon, what's up? It really aggravates me, you guys, because it's like, hello? I just heard my husband. It's like, quit talking shit. Okay, good. Come on, guys. What, baby? What's wrong? How was your day?
Good. I want different pictures.
Did they take pictures of you?
Oh, no.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Picture.
Okay, do you want to say hi? Okay. Neil, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Come over here and say hi so they can see how good y'all look. Come here, Nate.
Yes.
Go ahead. Say hi.
No.
Say hi.
Wait, what? I'm not using it with that hand.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, babe. Do I have to go to the funeral, babe? I don't want to go to the funeral home. Can I go with you guys after you get done doing that? Yes, I'll meet y'all. That sounds like a good idea. because right now I'm doing a video with everybody. We're talking about the Kelly situation. I don't know why people troll. Okay, so today's a free for all. What do you guys want to talk about? Okay. I cry too, you guys. I can't help it. Um, Only advice I have is that there have been times that some seriously adult things have been discussed while your little one was right next to you. Hey, Lavette, thanks, girl. I hear you. I hear you. I really am very, very open with my son about the things that have happened in my life, and he knows that I'm in recovery. So I try to just not hide things from him. Now, if I'm talking about something like really, really Pete rated R, then I don't, I really try to make sure that he's not in the room with me. But you got to understand that he's 5, and a lot of the times he's not paying any attention to me. So, we do talk about addiction. My son absolutely knows that I am in recovery, and he he has been through it with me, because he was taken from me because of my addiction. So, um, I just, yeah, I'm pretty good about it. Now, when I first started my channel, I will tell you guys, when I first started my channel, I did have my son around and in my videos with me all the time. And some of the things I talked about were probably inappropriate, and that's why I don't have my son in my videos anymore, right? But I'll tell you this, my little boy is smart as a whip. He knows the difference. He knows when people are struggling. He knows when someone is going through a sadness, or they might be on, he'll say it. He'll go, Mom, is that person on drugs? He's very, very observant. So me and him, we have the understanding. But I don't mind if he comes on and says hi to you guys. You know what I'm saying? I and then that's it. Then he goes upstairs and I do our videos down here. But when I did first start my channel, I didn't think about it. I didn't think, oh, this might not be a good idea to do that. But since all the rules with YouTube have changed, I have made sure that he doesn't come on and, come in the videos, especially when I'm talking about stuff that's inappropriate. So, I mean, haven't y'all noticed that? I used to have my son in my videos all the time. And my best friend, Captain, and my other best friend, Cindy, said something that they called me and they said, listen, we care about you and we know that you love your son so much, but we just want to make sure that we're looking out for you, and we don't know how other people would feel when they see Nate and in the house with you or by you when you're talking about addiction. And so I could understand that. You know what I mean? Yes, and that's what I've tried to do, you guys. Like, I try to really educate him on what's going on, exact and how I got into my addiction, and why the choices I made were not good choices. And I do try to make sure that I keep it more like 5-year-old, you know, like I explain it to him in a 5-year-old manner. And I don't want him to hear me saying things that happened to me, like I was just talking about RAPE earlier. He wasn't in here. He was with his dad. His dad was picking him up from school. But like, I don't want him to go around and repeat, "Oh, my mom got raped." You know what I'm saying? Or ask other kids about RAPE. So I do understand, and I really have been trying to do better, and I hope you guys have noticed that. Exactly, exactly. So, but you guys, we're all working on it together, and I'm new to all this YouTube stuff. And so, but I do want y'all to know, like, my son knows that I was an addict, and he knows that he was taken away from me because of my addiction. So, I want him to know that, because he's just like me. And I worry about him going down the same road I went down. So I tell him straight up, what it was like. Um, having him taken from me and how scared I was that I was never going to get him back again. So true. My mother hid my father's addiction from me, and my brothers and I believe if they didn't, maybe me and my brothers would have made different choices. May, I came from a really, really religious background. When I was growing up, my mom had me and my two sisters. I'm the oldest of three girls, if you guys didn't know that. And when we were growing up, my mom had us in a Pentecostal church, okay? And in that church, we weren't allowed to cut our hair. We couldn't wear makeup. We had to wear dresses, no pants, no shorts, no ear piercings, nothing. And so my upbringing was really, really strict. Well, my mom didn't struggle with with addiction, but my mom's father is an alcoholic. My mom's sister is an alcoholic and an addict. Her two brothers are alcoholics and addicts. They both have been to prison behind their addiction from selling cocaine, growing marijuana and selling it. Now, you have to understand on my mother's side, my mom is Mexican, okay? And my dad is Italian. So both of the sides of my family are super, super, like really prideful. Okay, go ahead. They're really prideful and they don't believe in like reaching out for help or sharing, like, when you're struggling, right? It's like, keep it a secret, keep it a secret. Well, when I was growing up, I never really knew about addiction, and it was never like my mom told me. I remember when I was little, she told me a couple times, right? To make sure that I was careful because addiction ran in our family, right? But I didn't understand what she meant, She never sat down and told me like, your uncle's addicted to crack cocaine and your aunt is too, or anything like that. And so I think that, it's important to talk to our kids about those kind of things because, like, first of all, do you know what they're doing already at school, you guys? My son came home asking me questions about sex at 5 years old because the little kids at school are talking about stuff like that. And they also talked about drugs, didn't they? They also talked about they were also teaching them about saying no to drugs and stuff. But even my son came home and he said, okay, hold on.
New visitor. New visitor.
Did you run into it? Oh, well, you're okay. Let me see what happened. Let me see it. What happened? Did you run into it? Okay, go ahead. Be careful. Okay. Right. I know what you mean, Sabitha. Okay, so anyway, that's that. That's what they're talking about. Like, it's kind of crazy whenever my son doesn't, know what certain things are. And then he comes home and he's asking me about them because he heard from them at school, And also there's other kids that maybe their parents don't understand addiction, or maybe their parents are struggling with addiction. And, my little boy is friends with these kids. And so I want him to be prepared if he goes into a situation to be armed with the facts and be able to protect himself. I love you. You fell down and hit your arm right there. It's not my fault.
You'll be fine. Okay. Chew.
Oh yeah, I'd rather it come from me than from a stranger. And that's kind of how I felt when he came home that one day and asked me about all that stuff that I hadn't that he didn't know what it was. I felt like they had beat me to the punch and that he was hearing all these things from the kids. And I felt, Nate, it's okay. You're not in trouble for hearing it, okay?
Okay.
Nobody's judging you. I love you. Have a good time. Here comes Paco. He see he doesn't he's just like his daddy, and he's shy, but then he's also a little ham. Oh, where's Scarecrow going? I gotta run and get another blood test done. Okay, Ryan, I'm praying for you. Love you. It's gonna be okay. I know it is. I'm praying for you, okay? You guys, please say a prayer for Ryan. He is lately here. He's been having some scares with leukemia. So y'all say a prayer for him because he is in remission, but he has to have blood tests to check and see if he's still in remission.
Incoming chat.
I don't know what's going on here. Okay, talk to me, y'all. I'm listening to everybody. Mine was 16-year-old boyfriend at the time. I begged him to stop and he wouldn't. There's a lot more to it, but maybe I'll tell you guys my story one day. Man, I'm so sorry. For real. Okay. So what do y'all want to talk about now? Today is a free for all. What else do y'all want to talk about? So we talked about the Kelly situation. I do have to tell you guys, like, it really, really made me upset watching her story. Like, I was so emotionally invested in that girl's story when she shared it. And I'm praying that everything is okay, you know? Yes, Scarecrow is Ryan. Sorry about that. There is. So, tonight, you guys, tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Jeff from Grind and Shine Recovery is coming on. Now, if you guys don't know Jeff, I've been friends with him for probably about a year now, and he has a YouTube channel too, and his channel's all about recovery. He also he's legally blind, okay? And so lately here, he's been having to have surgery on his eyes so that way he can see better. So now he's going to be able to live stream
New visitor.
and actually read the chat as it's going on. So he'll be able to see what, you guys? They're gone. Hush. Hush. Sorry, they're driving me insane. Yeah, that's, it used to bother me to talk about that kind of stuff when about it, how it happened to me. But now that now I'm used to it. So it doesn't bother me to talk about it. It used to though. Like I used to be really, really ashamed. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's not our fault, you guys. We have no reason to be ashamed. It's not our fault. Especially, just in any situation. When somebody takes advantage of you, it's not your fault. And you don't have to be ashamed of that. Okay? I blamed myself for many, many years because I thought that because I was in my addiction that I deserved what happened, and I didn't. I don't have anything going on in the kitchen, Sabbatha. You know what? What? Do you need something?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
Stay, guys. Stay, Jeff. Come on in.
Why did you have to make me?
Because Paco was going to follow you, probably.
All right, love you guys. Bye. They had to let the dogs back in. Okay, so this is what's going on tonight. Jeff from Grind and Shine Recovery is going to come on. We're going to talk about, so this is the thing. Jeff has a total idea. He wants, his dream would be to be able to start a halfway house in Ohio where he lives. And so that's what he wants to do to be able to help people. So that's what he wants to talk about tonight when he comes on the channel.
New visitor.
And so that's what we're going to do is we're going to have him on the channel to talk about it. I know it really is hard to. I wanted to donate too, but I.
Okay. Here it is, right here, Bob.
Thank you, Merk. Later, everyone. Got to go work on my website for all you guys. Thanks, Nicole, for all you do. Remember, family, we don't ever have to use again. That's right. See you later, Scott. Thanks for stopping by, man. I'll talk to you later.
Oh.
I don't know what happened. We're all waiting to find out what happened with the Kelly situation. And I'm literally waiting for them to leave so that way I can talk because Neil and Nate are right here.
The news must break.
Yeah, the news.
This is Chapstick, indie animal.
Okay. All right.
He's close to where you're at, Scott. That's why I gave him your.
You want me to bring
I
the
gave
food
you
this
his
night?
YouTube channel. I don't know if he's in Cincinnati or not, but he's close to where you're at. I'm pretty sure. And he really wants to help start a halfway house. Sorry, I'm being this.
Incoming chat.
Anyway, let me like totally mute this because this dude is like literally coming on one after another, after another, after another, after another. Okay. All right, there we go. Let me tell these what's going on. Sorry, guys. I have to show my. Okay. Okay, let me go get you guys. Let me go get my iPad, May, so I can approve you. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right, I'm coming, guys. Calm down. Okay, sorry about that. Speaking of makeup, I'm going to do some makeup while I talk to you guys. All right, I'm going in. Who all wants to join the recovery group on Facebook? Let me know. Love you. Love you. Okay. We're just hanging out, you guys. Nothing serious tonight. Now, tonight at 7, we're going to go live, and then we'll have like a whole chat together, okay? Tonight, we're going to have a guest on and everything. But today, we're just chilling. So, oh, I see you. I see you, Megan. I'm gonna approve you to come on in, okay, girl? Let me see. Yeah, if any of you guys want to join, here's our Facebook group. We're trying to get everybody more active in there, but it's hard, you guys. Like, it's hard because what I'm trying to do is go between. I got to get more active on there. What I've been doing is asking my friend Missa. Missa has been kind of trying to run the Facebook group, but I go in there as much as I can. What I want to start doing, if you guys would be interested, is I want to start. Nicole, you're awesome. So ready to add people. I love your personality. Oh, thanks, Junior. I want to start asking people to tell their stories in there. Would any of you guys be interested in that? I would love to, but Facebook, hey girl, if Facebook don't join then. Aren't you in our Discord, Nicole? Well, you guys listen, okay? I want to talk to you guys because this is an opportunity since y'all are bringing it up. You know, I don't just do these things because I want to do it because it's cool, okay? Like, this is my life. Helping others is what I do. This is what saves me from getting high. It's so, so important to me. Oh, okay. I will, Scott. I promise. I will remember, okay? It's so important to me to help others because I also have been in that same situation. So it's really, really important for me to help you guys because it helps me stay sober. So it's literally saving my life. Okay. You know, I like talking with you guys. I like doing videos because I enjoy it, but it really is for me a matter of life and death. And if I don't stay sober, I'm going to lose everything. Okay. So when I come on here, it's because, you know, first of all, it's important to me. I want to help others because it really does help me in my life. I want to make a difference. You know, I really want to make a difference in other people's lives. I want to make a difference in you guys' lives. I want to be a place where you know that you can come and there's going to be hope, there's going to be positivity, there's going to be people here that are going to be able to help you and understand what you're going through. So this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do on the Facebook group. I want to start having people go live in there. And I guess what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get more active in there because I haven't been doing a good job of staying active in that group. But you can always message me on the Real Talk Recovery phone. That's how a lot of people get a hold of me, you guys, is by texting me directly. So he was so impressed, especially when I told him she was accredited to do meetings. He was so intrigued. Oh, that's awesome, Celeste. That makes me so happy to hear. Oh, that's so awesome. That makes me so happy. Listen, it's important to me, you guys, because I want you guys to know that I'm not just here doing it because I'm like, hey, I want to be famous. I want to be popular. You know, I really want to make a difference in your lives. And I also want to help stop the stigma surrounding medication assisted treatment because there's so many people that judge Suboxone when they shouldn't. There's nothing to be judged. It's a medication that's saving lives, you know? It's so important for us to remain open-minded and not judge other people for their choice in treatment, you know, and their choice in recovery. Being on maintenance medication is recovery. And, you know, that's why we started this channel, because there was a big need for people who understood maintenance medication, and there was a big need for a fellowship for people who could be here and understand it. You know what I mean? Um, and that's the thing. Like, I used to be one of those people, Celeste, who was like, oh, live meetings online, you know, that you can't really benefit from that. That's what I thought. I thought that you needed to be in person. But I'm here to tell you guys that from my personal experience, that I think that a person can benefit just as much from online recovery meetings than they can from in-person recovery meetings. I think that for a lot of people, it's hard to let go and get honest in person, and online it gives you a chance to be anonymous and to be who you want to be. And when you're ready to let go of that and open up more, then that's your choice. You know, it gives you the chance to do it on your time, which, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, I was brought up super old school. Don't lie. I was brought up super old school in recovery, that you had to do recovery only the AA way. And so being brought up on that recovery way, it took me a little bit to get down with this whole online stuff. Well, I'm sure 99% of the people there are there with the best intentions. Troll Patrol got to be on point too. Yes. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much, Hitman. I was just putting on a little, I'm just going to do a little bit of mascara, because when I feel like my eyes look beady when I don't. And right now I'm just putting on a little bit of this concealer to even out my skin tone. I just started my taper, 6.5 to 6 now on the methadone. When I get down to 3, he is going to start microdosing me with Suboxone and then take me off the methadone and up on the Suboxone. Good job, girl. I'm so proud of you. So, Celeste, tell me this. Are you trading from methadone to just Suboxone? Is that what you're going to do? Or are you going to just get on Suboxone and then jump off that? Oh, I feel like it. Suboxone saved my life. So I have nothing but good things to say about the medication. I am. I'm getting dolled up for our date. How did you know? How did you know, Junior? You already know, baby. You already know. Oh, thanks, Melissa. I appreciate you guys. I'm just putting on a little bit. Don't worry, you guys. Don't worry. Do you guys like, how many of you girls like cream blushes? Good job, Celeste. Hey, Juan. So have you been able to stay off of opiates with just the marijuana maintenance? And we don't have nothing bad to say about it. We support we support all recovery. We don't care if you smoke pot to get there. We don't care if you are on maintenance to get there. We support you in your recovery no matter how you get there. I seriously need makeup, but I'm too lazy to bother. I totally understand. Does your Suboxone make your hair fall out? Like, not bad, but kind of anyway. Honestly, no, I haven't had that experience. Now, I will tell you this, okay? Where'd that question come from? Let me see. Megan. Okay. Let me tell you this. I have a lot of hair, so I've always had a problem with my hair shedding. But I'll tell you this, okay? Back whenever I was in my active addiction, I was abusing a lot of different substances, okay? I was abusing methadone. I was abusing cocaine. I was abusing methamphetamine. I was abusing Roxy's when I could, methadone when I could, anything I could get my hands on, okay? And so what had happened was my body started going through a lot of stress, okay? Because I was stressing my system out because I was constantly, back and forth on withdrawals. I was constantly sick from being on so many different drugs, okay? You really need to look at you need to go get a stress test, okay? You need to go get a stress test because I was so afraid that I thought that my hair was falling out because I had alopecia. Girl, it wasn't alopecia. Do you know what it was? It was because I was stressed. I was stressed and I wasn't taking the right vitamins. I wasn't in good health. I was stressing my body out. Are you eating? I'm telling you, Megan, I'm telling you, once you stop stressing and you find a way to cope with that, I promise you, girl, listen to me, I have experience in this. Let me show you something, okay? You see this side of my head right here? You can't tell because it's all grown back. But right here, I had a huge bald spot right here. The whole thing was bald because my hair fell out in the shower from the root in a clump this big. I'm trying to learn how to do makeup. Only thing I know how to do is mascara and eyeliner. Well, we'll have to do a makeup class one day, Nicole, with my camera, because my camera is like really good quality, and I'll upload a makeup class for all of us to watch. Does that sound good? I'm not a professional, but I'm not too bad at it. Yes, so I have thick hair, so it doesn't affect me too bad, but yeah, it falls out bad when I wash it. Yes, okay, so that was happening to me also, and it still falls out a little bit, you guys. It really does, because I think I'm just shedding because I have so much hair. But since I started like trying to alleviate my stress, I started taking the biotin, okay, and I started doing what is it, biotin, and then hair, nails, and skin. Get yourself some hair, nails, and skin from Walmart. Take that and make sure if you're working too much, if you're going to school, you're working, and you're super stressed out because of all that, the best thing you can do for yourself is try to alleviate some of that stress by doing meditation. If you have a husband or a boyfriend and y'all are, not being sexually active, have some sex, girl. That always helps with stress. You can't tell if I look good in this camera because it's a shitty camera. Overdosed together, and they were only able to save me. Juan, oh my God, I am so sorry. Listen to me, Juan, okay? We're here for you, okay? You got a family here with us. You got a family here with us. So, Juan, are you on Suboxone, or are you just abstinent and you smoke pot? Crap. Nicole, you have got to listen to me. Why do I keep forgetting to? All I have to do is print them out on the damn printer. But you know why I keep forgetting, Nicole? Because I have to print them out at work. That's why I keep forgetting. Yes, I lose hair every day. So, Junior, I'm telling you, man, the stress will make your hair fall out by the heaps, y'all, by the heaps. It's so apparent that your heart is in the right place. You are a champion encourager, even on similar YouTube channels as yours. You are the queen of authenticity. Oh, thanks, Rachel. Man, thanks. Rachel, I want you to know that means a lot to me, because that's one of the things that I'm insecure about. I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm not being honest, or I'm being fake, or, I'm just putting on a show for my channel. Like, this is really what I do every single day in my life. And it means so much to me that you notice that, because I always worry, because I know how many people, they don't want to see me do good. They don't want to see me succeeding and having people on my channel that need support and actually believing in them. Like when people see me doing that, it makes them mad. Okay, I've had several people who I really thought were my friends, and they see me doing well, and they see the channel doing well, and they see people actually getting support from this channel, and they get mad and they get angry at me, and then they want to call me fake and not real and a phony, and that's just not the case. Like, sometimes I wish that I didn't care so much, because I care so much that sometimes it consumes my whole day, and all I can think about is what's going on with somebody else, and I don't even think about what's going on in my own life. But sorry, I don't want to get emotional because I'm trying to put on makeup. I have to keep doing what I'm doing because it's saving my life. It's saving my life, and it's helping other people encourage their lives. And so I'm so glad that you see that in me, because it's so important to me that people know that I'm not just doing this because I think it's cool or anything like that. I'm doing this because I enjoy helping other people. Megan, you have no idea how much I dealt with last year, you guys. My PCOS makes my hair fall, unfortunately, out. I used to have hair past my butt, but I recently just my shoulders because it was so bad. Hey, Nicole, I know all about PCOS, and I actually have a friend that watches my channel that's an OBGYN, and she was telling me that, I needed to look into those kind of things because of my weight and everything. Hey, remember I said, Nicole, just shoot for the celebrity status? You're way too real, girl, for anyone to say you're doing it for clout. Thanks, Junior. I really do appreciate you guys for acknowledging that, because it really, really means a lot to me. Like, it really, really does. And, here's the thing, you guys. Like, I put my phone number online, okay? And hey, Christy, I've missed you, girl. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in a live stream in forever. I feel like it's been forever. Okay, there's the Real Talk Recovery phone line. I put my number out because I'm like, serious. Like, you can text me and we can chat. And if you just want to say hey and, just say hi and let me know that you're thinking about me, or let me know that you just got sober and you're changing your life. Like, I want to hear from you. I want to know that you are making a difference. I want to know that you're turning your life around. I remember whenever I first got sober, you guys, I wanted to tell everybody because I was so happy and I was so proud that I wasn't living my life like I was, especially at about 7 or 8 months. I just hit this overwhelming, like, I'm doing it. I'm not getting high anymore. Can you believe it? And my family felt like that too. My mom and dad felt like that too. My mom and dad drove me. They had me take a train, right? So when I first got sober, my mom and dad, they lived in New York. If y'all didn't know this, I was born in New York, okay? I was born in New York because when my mom and dad met, they met in the Air Force. And they met in the Air Force, and they were fighting over a piece of pizza. Now, if y'all didn't know this, my family, we love to eat. We love to eat and we love to cook good food. So, my mom and my dad were both in the Air Force. They were fighting over the last piece of pizza, and my dad was like, "Fine, woman, you can have it." Well, they went out on a date and they fell in love, and they've been together ever since. That was like 50 years ago or something. I'm making a stuffing and ground sausage casserole. Oh, that sounds so good. and they fell in love. So my mom and dad, after falling in love and getting pregnant, they moved to New York to live with my grandmother, my dad's mom. They lived in New York and they gave birth to me. Okay, little old me. I came at, I think it was 9 o'clock at night. It was snowing and it was in March. March 8th is my birthday for any of you guys who didn't know. And I came out, and my mom and dad said that I had, let me show y'all what my hair looked like when I was born. Y'all are going to laugh y'all's asses off. I have to show y'all. Y'all are like my family, so y'all don't make fun of me, okay? Shit. I love to eat. That's why I have a problem with gaining weight, because I love to eat, y'all. Okay, let me show y'all a picture of me when I was a baby. So anyway, they had me, and then they decided that my dad was like, if we're going to start a family, we need to move somewhere where we can raise our children and they'll be safe. So they ended up Really? That's awesome. That's awesome. Happy birthday to you too. We're both March babies. That's awesome. So tell me this. Let me tell you this. So they moved to Arkansas, and then they had my sisters. Now, this is what I looked like when I came out of my mama. Do y'all see that? That's baby Nicole. So I was born in Long Island, New York, West Islip to be exact. And what does that mean, Tony? So, anyways, why was I telling y'all this story? I was telling y'all this story for a reason. Okay, so anyway, oh, mom and dad ended up having me come on a train, you guys, and I came on the train, and me and Neil and Nate went up there to see my parents so they could see me sober, and that was on my 1 year sober birthday. Even my mom and dad couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Hey, King Gorilla, what's up? They couldn't believe that I was sober. I had been in my addiction, you guys, for so many years that my parents had gotten so used to me saying that I was getting sober and then not really being sober. So, they had me come up there, and then they saw it for their own selves. And it was like, hot damn, this is a miracle. This is a mother miracle. I couldn't believe my hair was sticking up like that, you guys. When my mom showed me those pictures, I just laughed and laughed and laughed, because it would be that my hair would stick up straight like that. So anyway, when I was growing up, you guys, I always had like a good family. Like my mom and dad were always there for me, and my sisters are awesome. I have the best sisters in the whole wide world. I just started making bad choices when I was younger, I started making bad choices, and that's how I got on drugs. And once I got hooked on methamphetamine, you guys, like it was like I would do anything, because I just wanted to not I wanted to not feel. And getting high was a way for me to check out, and not have to deal with life. And then I ended up getting myself so far into credit card debt that I didn't want to deal with reality, because I had all these bill collectors calling me. My dad was always like, come on, Nicole, you got to pay these bills, It was bad. It was bad. So I'm just thankful to be alive today. And, I made this channel because I want to encourage you guys to get your lives together. And I want this to be a place where, you know, it really doesn't matter what method you use to get to where you're going in recovery. All that matters, you guys, is that you're doing it. All right. All that matters is that you're making changes and that you want to get your life back. Okay. You don't want to be, a slave to drugs and alcohol anymore. And that's what happens when we're in our active addictions. We're just slaves to those drugs, and so that's why I have this channel. But anyways, I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys. I love y'all so much. Y'all make my day so, so bright. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what I would do. Y'all give me life. Okay, so let me show you guys. See the video? The one I just did? See how it's yellow? It says, hey, y'all. How is that demonetized? This is what I'm talking about. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all. Hey, Darren, what's up? Welcome to the channel, guy. I've never seen you in here, I don't think. You're from Long Island, too? That's what's up. March 2nd. That's what's up. Pisces. I'm a Pisces. We're all Pisces, I guess, huh? I grew up with people from the West Side. How long? Oh, I only live. I didn't live there long. Listen to me. I sound like a country girl. I only lived there for about 4 years, and then we moved to Arkansas. And so I was raised up here in Arkansas. That's why that's why I sound so country. Now, my mom is Mexican and my dad is Italian. Okay, my last name, if you guys ever want to look it up, my last name before I got married was DeMayo. Now, I used to have this troll that trolled me last year, and he thought that my dad and me were in this like mafia mob group. So what I did was, if you look up the last name DeMayo, you'll find this guy named Roy DeMayo. Roy DeMayo was a famous capo in the Gambino crime family, okay? Roy DeMayo killed like over 200 people, like just straight up murdered them, okay? He murdered them by dismembering their bodies. First time in your life seeing a video from 2031. It's dope what you're doing. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Awesome. Congratulations on 2 years. That's amazing. You're fucking kicking ass, man. Hey, Breeze God. That's what's up. And this is the thing, you guys. Like, this is how we help others, is by sharing how far we've come. So how long have you guys been sober? I want everybody to say, hey, Norte, what's up? How long have you guys been sober? Everybody let me know. What's your sobriety days? I want to see them. Because there might be somebody in the chat that's struggling, and by sharing your sobriety date and sharing that you were able to overcome the addiction, you will encourage somebody else. Well, you know how the name was spelled? Let me show you how it's spelled. D-E-M. That's how it's spelled. I'm glad you're here though, man. Welcome to the live stream, Darren. We're just chilling, just chillaxing, chatting about life. Y'all have no idea. They really believed that I was like somehow like affiliated. July 14th. Awesome. Good job, Celeste. I'm so proud of you. Douglas has 20 years sober. Hell yeah, Douglas. You're an old timer. That's what's up. 9/22/17. That's so good. I'm so proud of you guys. 20 years, Douglas. I need to get you on my channel to tell your story. Hey, guys. 4/11/11. That's great. Man, Krista, that's a long time too. You guys, all time to me is a long time, because I remember back in the day when I couldn't even stay sober for 24 hours. How many of y'all remember that? How many of you guys remember when you would try to stop getting high and you would literally be white knuckling it? White knuckling it. Hey, recovery girl. That's what's up. Good job, sis. 6/30/18. 11/10/19. That's amazing, Junior. See? You're surprising yourself. And listen to me, you guys. As you stay sober and as the time goes by, you'll look back on it. July 2016 for May May. Good job, May May. Congratulations to everyone who's working their recovery. Since October, we got Tony who's been sober since October. Tony, I'm so proud of you. You're doing awesome. Hey, Nick, what are you doing? Let me show you, Nick, what I've been doing. I got my whole tripod. Look, I got everything set up. I've been pre-recording videos so that way y'all can have fresh content. I know. I'm so proud of you guys. Everybody's kicking ass and taking names. Kicking ass and taking names. Kicking ass and taking names. Y'all don't laugh at me, okay? I'm a little bit of a nerd. Okay, so what was I going to tell you guys? Okay, so the longer we stay sober, you know what I'm saying? First of all, the longer you stay sober, the easier it gets. I feel like the longer that I stay away from drugs and alcohol, the more I start thinking, my mind starts thinking in a new way, okay? I guess I had another year on the 13th. I put, good job, Merk. I'm so proud of you, man. That's awesome. 3/6/17. You're 2 days away from my belly button birthday, Nick. My birthday is March 8th. So y'all don't forget to subscribe to Nick's channel. He has a channel too, Hopeless to Hopeful. And he has a new review channel called Matson TV. Oh, okay. So my mom, okay, so the trolls. So I had these trolls that followed me and they really, really thought that I was connected, that I was, first of all, you guys, they thought that my dad was a doctor. They thought my dad was a doctor and that I was somehow getting money from Suboxone company to get everybody to take Suboxone, which if any of you guys know me, you know that all I do is share my personal experience, that it is up to you what route of recovery you choose. But here on my channel, we support multiple pathways. We support you no matter what your recovery pathway is, because you know what? It ain't my job to judge you. You know what? Just like Tupac said, only God can judge me now. Shit, only judge can God me. Only God can judge me now. So why the hell am I going to judge you when I ain't got no business judging anybody? I mean, I'm an addict. So are you. Why do we feel like we have to judge others and put ourselves above them? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? When I see other people who, say, oh, well, if you're on Suboxone, you're just trading one addiction, or you're not really sober if you're on Suboxone. You know what I see? I see people who are insecure and they want to elevate themselves above other people. I just tapered to 4 milligrams and I've been on 4 for 3 days now. And I'm not going to lie, it ain't easy. It's not that I feel bad. It's just that I want to take more for no reason. Megan, I was just talking about this the other day. So, okay. Anyways, the trolls, you guys, they've actually just fell off. They haven't been bothering me anymore. But I think it's because the new rules with YouTube, you can't really sit there and harass somebody over and over again. Thanks, Krista. I appreciate that. Even though I sell rocks, it feels good putting money in your mailbox. What rocks are you selling? I hope you ain't selling no crack rocks. When you step through the doors of recovery, throw that judgment shit in the trash. Exactly. So let's talk about what Megan's going through real fast. Megan is talking about how she's just tapered down to 4 milligrams, you guys, and she is experiencing the obsession to take more. Okay, so this is something that I've struggled with, and I'm almost positive that most people who are trying to either taper off Suboxone or are new to the medication go through the same exact experience. So whenever you are transitioning from like 6 milligrams to 4 milligrams, right? What happens is our minds, okay, my mind especially, I did the same thing. And I don't know what it is about the drop from 6 to 4, but I too have been having that struggle that I almost feel like I need to take more. Now, let me tell you this. It's not because I need to take more because I feel bad. It's not because I need to take more because I'm in withdrawal. It's just mental. So, Megan, this is what you do. Take 2 milligrams in the morning and take 2 milligrams in the afternoon. Okay. Split your dose in half. So that way it's like you're taking, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. If you'd rather take 3 in the morning, you can take 3 in the morning and take 1 in the afternoon. But that is what has really helped me to stay on the 4 milligrams and not go over it. First of all, I can't go over it. Let me show you guys how many pills I get for a month. Y'all are Oh, okay. You're singing the song. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I literally get, this is how many Suboxones I have. Trigger warning. I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Okay, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, I have 11 Suboxones right now. Okay, that's all I have. All right, and that has to last me till I see the doctor on the 13th or the 14th. Okay. Okay, good, Megan. So that's what I would do. Okay. In fact, go into your pill bottle. All right. Take all your pills out and cut them all in half. All right. This is what I do. And then I put all the halves back in there. Okay. So that's your 4 milligrams right there. So each morning when you get up, you take a half out, break it in half, and take half of it, and then leave the other half for the afternoon. That will really help you. Okay. I promise you it will help you. That's what I'm doing now until I see the doctor on the 13th. And then, like I told you guys the other day, I think instead of dropping from 4 to 2, I might just drop from 4 to 3. No, Junior, they give the pills out too. They're cheaper too. But they also have generic films now too. You know that, right? You guys are strong too. Listen. It's all how we think, you guys, all right? So the disease of addiction centers in your mind, all right? I want y'all to hear me out, okay? In fact, I want to read some stuff to you, okay? All right. Now you got me teaching. Y'all ready? Okay. Let me get my big book out. We've got to learn some stuff about the disease, okay? All right. All right. Okay. Can y'all tell that I'm getting slimmer? I mean, look at my face, how much smaller it looks. Y'all don't understand how much I've been working so hard to stay on my diet. I want to eat so much food all the time, and I've really been being mindful. That's right. Let's go. Okay, so this is how I learned about the disease of addiction, okay? And I want you guys to take heed and listen also, okay? I also want you guys, if you don't have a big book, go get yourself a big book. It really does have a lot of good information in it, okay? So in the AA big book, okay, Alcoholics Anonymous big book. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad. I've been only eating 1,200 calories a day, and I've been sticking to it, you guys. I've been sticking to it. Okay, so let me tell y'all. Let me read this. Okay. Okay. Listen up, you guys. The physician who, at our request, gave us this letter has been kind enough to enlarge upon his views in another statement which follows. So this is the doctor's opinion. Dr. W.D. Silkworth, M.D. In this statement, he confirms what we who have suffered alcoholic torture, So I want you guys to, when you hear me say alcoholic, I want you to just think of addiction. So I'll change it for you. In this statement, he confirms what we who have suffered addiction torture must believe, that the body of the addict is quite as abnormal as his mind. It did not satisfy us to be told that we could not control our using just because we were maladjusted to life, that we were in full flight from reality or were outright mental defectives. These things were true to some extent, in fact, to a considerable extent, with some of us, but we are sure that our bodies were sickened as well. In our belief, any picture of the addict which leaves out this physical factor is incomplete. The doctor's theory that we have an allergy to drugs or alcohol interests us. Okay, as laymen, our opinion as to its soundness may mean little, but as ex-problem users and drinkers, we can say that his explanation makes good sense. Though we work out our solution on the spiritual as well as altruistic plane, we favor. Okay, so anyways, what it's saying is that not only are our bodies affected by addiction, that our minds are as well. Not only are our bodies dependent upon opiates or alcohol or benzos, or our minds are. Okay, so not only do we have to get our bodies sobered up, okay, so that's why what will happen is a lot of people will go into treatment for like 30 days, right? And that is to rid our bodies of the toxic drugs that we've been putting in them all those years. Well, after that 30 days, our minds and our bodies might not have drugs in them anymore, but our mind has still been affected by the drugs, okay? And so we have to work on the healing within us up here, spiritually, mentally, internally, right? Because we have been abusing drugs and alcohol for so long, we don't know how to live we don't know how to live. I honestly haven't felt this good in my recovery since I stopped going to NA meetings. I feel like I'm back in the rooms and it's amazing. Oh my God, that's so awesome. Nicole, can't remember her name. I think it's Connie Karen. She's on here all the time and all in all the Real Talk Recovery groups. Connie or Karen? I don't know. Cindy? Is it Cindy? Oh, we love you too, girl. You're always, you're welcome here. We got a family here. And when I first started my channel, you guys, I used to get a little caught up because I wanted to be Cindy Moore, and she does such a good job. Cindy is amazing. She really has been helping out with spreading the message and letting other people know about the channel. And those of you guys that help do that, Cindy does that, Merk does that, Tony does that, Sabbatha, you guys all do it. It really helps because it lets people know, hey, there's this place over here. And if you need support, you can come over here. I know that my channel's not going to be, hey, Captain Crunch. I know my channel's not going to be for everybody, you guys, but there are people out there who need support and who want to learn about the disease of addiction and who want to learn how to overcome it. And that's what we're all trying to do here together. I need this just as much as you guys do. So believe that. I can come up here and I can say, I can teach all these things to you and I can, be the leader. But I just want you guys to know that this is saving my life. Doing this helps me so much. So don't get it twisted. Okay, so I'm gonna cry again. Stop making me cry. Okay, so it talks about how we go into treatment to get rid of, the drugs and to get our minds cleared. Okay. And that's what happens when you go into treatment. Hey, Marcus, is, you get away from the substances, but then what happens whenever you get out of treatment? That's why it's so important for us to, work on our recovery. And that's why when I talk to you guys and I talk to you guys about being honest, being open-minded, and being willing to take suggestions, it's not because I'm trying to throw anything in your face or I'm trying to call you a liar, okay? I was a liar too. I wasn't honest either. I also wasn't honest with myself. And I kept telling myself that I could do this on my own. I'm here to tell you that you need help, okay? And it took me 10 years to finally admit complete defeat. Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. That's right. How? Um, it it took me 10 years, you guys, to actually start listening and actually take help. And the thing that was blocking me from accepting help was my damn pride, my damn ego. It made me think that I could do this on my own. That's what our addictions want us to do. My addiction centered in that area of my mind where my pride and ego just pumped me up. Oh, Nicole, it's not as bad as everybody says it is. You're not strung out. You're just fine. Don't listen to what all the haters have to say. They're just fucking tripping. You're living your best life getting high, right? Lies, lies. Okay. I was literally dying. I was killing myself, you guys. I was miserable. Let me tell y'all how miserable I was. In this house that I'm sitting in here right now, I used to shoot up methamphetamine all night long. I got so afraid in my own damn house, okay, that I barricaded the door. I moved dressers in front of the door. I put tape across. I did everything I could to barricade that door because I was so afraid that the police were coming in my own damn house. That is no way to live, okay? I was so strung out that I was walking up and down Southwest Little Rock Baseline Road in the middle of the ghetto. Okay, I'm not talking about just a couple trailer parks. I'm talking about the hood. I'm talking about where the Crips and the Bloods are running. I'm talking about you will get shot, raped, or killed. Okay, not a good area. And I was out of my mind walking up and down that street in a full-fledged hallucination, you guys, seeing people that were not even there. Thank God the police found me. Thank God they took me in the emergency room because I probably wouldn't be alive. I'd probably be dead. So, yeah, that's how it is, you know? We have practiced for so many years using and drinking, you guys, that it's become a second nature. It's all we know how to do. All right. So then when it's time to get sober, we don't know how to act. We don't know what to do. And that's why I'm so big on support. That's why I'm so big on you guys getting involved and talking with other people. That's why I'm so big on you guys chatting with each other in the comment sections. Because there is therapeutic value that comes from one addict helping another addict, sharing your struggles. There's really nothing like it. Nothing compares to being able to talk to somebody that's been where you're at. Nothing compares to it. Marcus, did you get my email? I sent you my phone number. I hope you got it. There was a time, you guys, where I couldn't go one day. I couldn't go 8 hours without shooting up. All right. I was obsessed. My drug addiction had taken over all aspects of my life. Okay. All aspects of my life. My life, I was a slave to the drugs. Those drugs made my decisions every single day. Drugs made the decision whether I took care of my son. Drugs made the decisions whether I went to work. Drugs made the decision whether or not I washed my body or brushed my teeth. Drugs made every decision for me. I had no life because I was addicted to drugs. my life centered around getting, doing, and searching for dope. That's all I did for so many years. And now that I'm sober and I'm actually realizing my true potential, I'm unstoppable, y'all. I am unstoppable. The sky is the limit, and it's the same for you guys too. Once you get off the dope, you guys, and you're able to actually live your life and start making changes, you're going to be unstoppable. But I have to be honest with you guys. It takes a lot of work. You cannot stop doing drugs and then expect for your life to get better overnight. It takes work, you guys. It takes work. It takes you letting go. It takes you dropping the fake facade. It takes taking the mask off. Okay? I've worked with quite a few girls, right, that have reached out to me to just be a sponsor or a mentor. And one of the main problems I see with women who are struggling and want to get sober, or who are already sober and are struggling in their recovery, and they've hit a wall in their recovery where they're not moving forward. Their life seems to be stuck. So they come to me because they hear me talk about the 12 steps. They hear me talk about the fellowship of one addict alcoholic helping another addict alcoholic. And they come to me for help because they want to do the steps. Okay? So I start helping them with that. The main problem that I see is a lack of willingness to try it, a lack of willingness to take suggestions, to actually listen to someone who's been there before you. And the reason why I identify with this lack of willingness is because I've seen it so many times and I've done it. We didn't become addicts in deep addiction in one day, so it's not going away in one day. Exactly. We don't, Marcus. And listen, when I say early recovery, you guys, honestly, I'm about to hit 5 years sober in July. All right. I am just now getting to know me. I'm just now becoming the person I want to be. Do you understand? Like when I say early recovery, it's not because I'm trying to discount anyone's experience or say that because they have only been sober for this amount of time that they don't have what I have. It's because it's true. And a lot of people can be in recovery, in early recovery, you guys, at 10 years sober. You know why? Because some people do not do anything when they get sober. They get sober, they stop taking drugs, and then that's it. And then they hit a wall and they're like, my life sucks. Why is my life sucking? I'm sober. It's right. Good job, Krista. We love you. So listen to me. Have you ever heard the saying? Sorry, I'm eating sunflower seeds, just so you guys know. Have you guys ever heard? There you go, Missa. Okay, so Missa just came in. She says her life sucks and she's sober. This is why your life sucks. Because you're not doing shit. You're not doing shit. You need to work the steps. You need to talk to somebody. You need to have a spiritual awakening. Okay? Trying to do something about it. I know Missa, and I love you. You guys, me and Missa, I know her from real life. Okay? We were in treatment together. I love you, girl. I love you. That's what happens, though. And the only reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because guess what? I've done it too. And what will happen is you'll get stagnant, you'll get miserable, and then you'll start searching for a cure in every other area except for where you should be searching for it, which is within yourself. That's why you see people who get sober and then they have 3 years, 4 years sober, and then all of a sudden they're searching for these magic answers. Okay? Honey, no. The answer is inside of you. All you have to do, seek your higher power, clean house, and help others. Seek your higher power, whoever that is. Take a daily inventory, check yourself before you wreck yourself, and help other people. Okay? Help other people. That's why I started my channel. I felt so stuck lately, so I figured I'd try and help other people. So here's the thing about it, okay? It's okay to feel like that. It's totally normal, you guys. It's totally normal to hit that like, oh man, what am I doing? I'm not making any progress, right? But listen, also, here's the other end of things. If you want to help people, what's that saying? You can't transmit what you don't have. So, if you're going to help others, make sure that you have a strong foundation in your sobriety. Make sure that anything that you're asking them to do, that you're willing to do yourself. Okay? And if you're working with others, you have got to make sure that you have someone else who's working you. Okay? So all these people that reach out to me every day, right? I have to have someone else to go talk to. I don't think you guys understand how many stories I hear of people that are struggling. It breaks my heart. Some days I just want to cry my eyes out. I have to have an accountability partner. I have to have a sponsor who I can talk to about all these things. Okay. I have to go back to her because there's some days, you guys, where I'm like, I don't know what to do. I got to ask somebody else. That's one thing that I have to tell y'all. If you're going to help others, you got to know when to ask for help. Because what will happen, and I only know this from experience, is you'll start helping people and then you'll get to going and it feels great. Oh my gosh, helping other people, it's like getting high without doing drugs. It's the best feeling in the whole wide world. But you'll start helping people, and that's all your recovery will become, is helping other people. And you won't be doing anything to work on you. So you have to have a completely grounded, rounded recovery. Okay? Y'all understand what I'm saying? So let me tell y'all a story. So I used to work with a sponsor. Her name was Christy. She was my sponsor for like 2 years, about 1.5, 2 years. Anyway, she started working with me and she got into the same thing where she got addicted to doing service work. All she was doing was helping others. Hey, Rich. And so her program became so heavy on the service because that's what she enjoyed doing. The hard part of working a program is actually looking inside of ourselves and working on our problems, our character defects, right? So what happened was we had to separate. She had to drop me. Like, I had to find another sponsor, you guys, because she was working with me, but she was doing all this service work and she wasn't focusing on making sure that she was staying healthy. So that's another thing. We got to make sure that we're staying healthy, you guys, with our recovery. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there's all kinds of different recovery programs you can work. The reason why I talk so highly about the 12 steps is because I've worked them multiple times and I know how much they work. I know how much it has helped me to have another woman to talk to, and someone who understands me, someone who never judges me, someone who always is honest with me and shoots me straight, never wastes time. It's been so beneficial to me because there's days, you guys, and I make mistakes every single day. I'm not going to act like I haven't made mistakes because I'm not perfect. There's days where I make mistakes. Yes, I'll be on at 7 Mad Feathers. And I have to go back and I have to make an amends. I have to make it right because I don't want to carry that shit around. Sometimes I can't see where I've done something wrong. Sometimes I get so emotionally involved that I get blinded by my emotions and maybe I don't see my part in it. And I can always sit down with my sponsor and she always makes me see my part in it. She helps me to see it. A lot of the times when I get myself in trouble or I've done something that hurts somebody else, it's because I'm trying to help them. And what happens to me, you guys, is I overstep my boundaries. I try to help people and I want to help them. And sometimes I can just go overboard, I guess, you know? Hey, just listen. I heard, yes, Perry. I remember you. Thanks, bud. I'm proud of you too. I appreciate you. So that's the only advice I have for anybody that wants to have a channel and help others. Make sure that you have someone that's helping you. Okay? But other than that, get at it. Get at it. Help as many people as you can. We need more people out there that are encouraging and helping others. You know what I mean? When Mara gets their book printed, you guys, we're going to do those 12 steps. And I'm so excited. They're different than the AA 12 steps, but I think y'all will like them. The only way that they're really, well, I love sunflower seeds. Oh, sorry, Rich. Just sunflower seeds. The way that the Mara steps are different, you guys, is they don't talk about God in the steps, which honestly, I think that's a good thing because a lot of people get turned away from AA and NA because of because it says God in the steps. You know, you can hear someone say all day long that you don't have to believe in God, right? But when you see the God in the reading all the time, a lot of people, right? A lot of people just think that they have to believe in God or else they can't work the 12 steps. I want you guys to know that you do not have to believe in God to work a 12-step program. You know, all you have to do is find a power that's greater than you that you believe in. And all you have to believe is believe that I believe. And you can work the 12 steps. But some people, it just doesn't rub them right. So the steps of Mara don't talk about God, right? Right. It's actually getting in. This is what I feel like. I feel like a power greater than us. I feel like we have that person inside of us all along, right? We have that person, we have that power inside of us all along. We just shut it out. Okay. I feel like through working the steps, you heighten that connection with that power and you actually become connected, and it's a delivering experience. And that's what's happening when you work the 12 steps is it's opening you up because for so long we were closed off. Do you know what I'm saying? Do y'all understand what I mean? I thought they were also just written better overall, but it's basically the 12 steps written better. Yeah, they're just more exactly. This is a spiritual journey that you guys are going to be going on when you guys, it's me, Destiny, my mom's daughter. Hey, Destiny, what's up, girl? Tell your mom I said hi. That's why I want to encourage people to work those 12 steps. I'd end up sprinkling them on top of a takeaway. I love these, girl. I just love them. That's why I want you guys to try and work the 12 steps because it's a spiritual awakening. It's an experience all itself. It's a cleansing journey. It's eye-opening. Do you know how amazing it was when I finally was able to look at like a lot of the things that I did in my addiction, I take full responsibility for those things. But working with my sponsor, it made me just realize that I was just sick as hell. And a lot of the things I did, were a direct reflection of me being insecure, me being scared, alone, threatened, all those things. I think so too. It's going to be awesome. I do want you guys to know. Let me show you guys the Mara Facebook group before I go. Jeff is the person who does the Mara Facebook group. I did not create Mara. I wish I did. I really do. I wish I created it, but I didn't. How do I find a sponsor? Good question, Rich. Good question. Okay, do you go to AA or NA meetings? Because if you go to AA or NA meetings, you can walk in and at the end of the meeting, you can ask for a list, and they usually have, hey, Cindy, they usually have a list of people who are willing to sponsor others, and that's one way. Another way you can do it is by just sitting and listening to other people share, okay? And when you hear someone share something that maybe you hear them share over and over and over again, and it resonates with you, and you see, hey, you know what? I want what that person has.
New visitor.
Here's that Mara International, though, you guys. For those of you guys who are interested in getting the book when it comes out, there you go. And they're also looking for people to share their stories of recovery with maintenance medication. So if you guys want to, you can send a message to them and write your story, and it might get a chance to be in the book. That's right. You can find meetings online. Also, there you go, Recovery Girl. Good job. Good job, sister. What else was I saying? Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Also, there's a lot of people. Now, I don't recommend this, but I have done it before, so I'm just going to be straight up with you guys. Oh, they have coins now, and they have coins now. So you can actually order coins from their website. Scott, isn't that awesome? Scott's one of us too, you guys. So, right, Krista. Okay, I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited for it to get done. Like, I'm so encouraged because I feel like for so long, you guys, I feel like for so long we weren't accepted because we were using maintenance medication, and I finally feel like the world, and I feel like other people, I feel like AA and NA, the people in AA, I know for sure, they're not judgmental. Okay, it's not the program, it's the people in the meetings who would tell people like me that you can't share because you're on Suboxone, and that's just not the way it's supposed to be. I promise you guys that it's not the way it's supposed to be. I have also heard stories of people in Ohio going to meetings and being told that they couldn't share because they were on maintenance medication. That's not what the program is about. I promise you it's not. If Bill W. heard that people were telling other people they couldn't share in a meeting because they were on maintenance, he would be rolling over in his grave. I promise you guys that Bill W. would never judge you for being on maintenance medication. So, finding a sponsor. I really want to encourage you, Rich, to go to some face-to-face meetings and sit and listen and find you a guy that you look up to and ask him. I live in Maine. We have a new group that's called Peer-to-Peer Support, and it welcomes everyone. It's so different from AA and NA. It's amazing. I wish we could get more groups like that going. That is so cool, girl. That is amazing. That is amazing. That's kind of how, Mara popped up 2 years ago, because there were so many people like us who were on maintenance and we were being kicked out of groups, and that's horrible. Can you imagine being at your lowest point and looking to seek help and support? and getting told that you can't be in a group because you're on maintenance medication. You're trying to fucking live your life and not die. Pisses me off so bad. So that was what I would do. I would go to a meeting and I would try to find a sponsor in a meeting. Just ask somebody that you kind of hear them tell their story and you like them, you know? Okay, I'll read it. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I think that I have a different version. What's the story called? Oh, I see. I see. Is it acceptance was the answer, that story, Marcus? Everybody's path is different. Exactly. Hey, OG Scotty, what are you doing, baby? Okay, let me read it to you. Dr. Alcoholic Addict. Okay. Because I have a different, probably have the same one as you do. Freedom from bondage, a late start, empty on the inside. Is it this one? Is it the acceptance one? Because I'm not, because it's on page 417, like you said. My bottle, my resentments. Hold on. Window of opportunity. You're in the 3rd edition. Okay. I'm in the 4th edition. That's why. Let me see if I have it, if they have it in here. Oh, if that's the right story? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to read this story. How y'all want to read this story real fast? And then I'll go, okay? Okay, here we go. Are y'all interested in that or no? The physician wasn't hooked, he thought. He just prescribed drugs medically indicated for his many ailments. Acceptance was his key to liberation. So this is about a doctor. Listen up, guys. If there was anyone who came to AA by mistake, it was I. I just didn't belong here. Never in my wildest moments had it occurred to me that I might like to be an alcoholic. Never once had my mother even hinted at the idea that when I grew up, I might like to be president of AA. Not only did I not think that being an alcoholic was a good idea, I didn't even feel that I had all that much of a drinking problem. Of course, I had problems, all sorts of problems. If you had my problems, you'd drink too. That was my feeling. My major problems were marital. If you had my wife, you'd drink too. Max and I had been married for 28 years when I ended up in AA. It started out as a good marriage, but it deteriorated over the years as she progressed through the various stages of qualifying for Al-Anon. So basically, being married to an alcoholic, it got worse. At first, she would say, "You don't love me. Why don't you admit it?" Later, she would say, "You don't like me. Why don't you admit it?" And as her disease was reaching the terminal stages, she was screaming, "You hate me. You hate me. Why don't you admit you hate me?" So I admitted it. I remember very well saying, "There's only one person in the world whose guts I hate worse than yours, and those are my own." She cried a bit and went to bed. That was the only answer to problems that she had left. I cried a bit and then mixed myself another drink. Today, we don't have to live like that anymore. Max hadn't gotten that way because I didn't care. Indeed, it seemed that I cared too much. I had sent her to 4 consecutive psychiatrists, and not one of them had gotten me sober. I also sent my kids to psychiatrists. I remember one time even the dog had a psychiatric diagnosis. I yelled at Max, "What do you mean? The dog just needs more love." You tell that dumb cat and dog doctor he's not a Beverly Hills psychiatrist. All I want to know is, why does the dog wet in my lap every time I hold him? That dog hasn't wet my pants once since I joined AA, and neither have I. So his dog hadn't peed on him, and he hadn't peed since he got sober. The harder I worked with Max, the sicker she got. So when it ended up at a psycho ward, I wasn't at all surprised. But then when the steel door slammed shut and she was the one that went home, I truly was amazed. I had begun to drink in the early years of pharmacy school in order to get to sleep. After going to school all day, working in the family drugstore all evening, and then studying until 1 or 2 in the morning, I would not be able to sleep soundly with everything I had been studying going around in my head. I would be half asleep and half awake, and then in the morning I would be both tired and stupid. Then I found the solution. Then I found the solution. At the end of study time, I would drink 2 beers, jump in bed real fast, and wake up smart. I drank my way through school and always got honors. And as I went through pharmacy school, graduate school, medical school, internship, residency, and specialty training, and finally went into practice, my drinking kept increasing. But I thought it was because my responsibilities were increasing. If you had my responsibilities, if you needed to sleep like I do, you'd drink too. My drinking took place after work hours. I remember finding myself in the middle of the night. What? Oh, sorry. My drinking took place after hours. I remember finding myself in the middle of the night in the doctor's parking lot at the hospital with one foot in the car and one foot on the ground, not knowing which was the lead foot, finding myself hanging up the telephone, then realizing I had gotten out of bed, answered the phone, turned on the light, and carried on a conversation with a patient. I didn't know whether I had told him to rush to the hospital and I'd meet him there, or take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. With a problem like that, I couldn't go back to sleep. So I'd sit up, watch old Wallace Berry movies, and all night TV and drink. The longer the drinking continued, the shorter the time the alcohol would keep me asleep. I would have to drink myself back to sleep again and again throughout the night, but I never became a morning drinker. Instead, I had a 5 a.m. shut-off time. If it was 1 minute before 5, I'd drink myself back to sleep. If it was 1 minute after, I'd stay up and act like a martyr all day. It, be- it became progressively harder to get up in the morning until one day I asked myself what I would do for a patient who felt this rotten. The answer came right back. I'd give him something to pep him up. So right now he's saying, what would I do for somebody who is going through the same thing I'm going through? What would I do for one of my patients that wasn't feeling well? Well, I'd give them something to give them energy. So I immediately started taking and shooting up pep pills, amphetamines. Eventually, I was taking 45 milligrams of the long acting Benzedrine and 45 of the short acting just to get out of the bed in the morning. I took more through the day to increase the high and more to maintain it. When I overshot the mark, I'd take tranquilizers to level off. How many of you guys have done that too? Honey, me. The pep pills affected my hearing at times. I couldn't listen fast enough to hear what I was saying. I wonder why I'm saying that again. I've already said it 3 times. Still, I couldn't turn my mouth off. For the leveling off process, I just loved intravenous Demerol, but I found it hard to practice good medicine while shooting morphine. Following an injection, I would have to keep one hand busy scratching my constantly itching nose and would also have sudden uncontrollable urges to vomit. I never got much effects out of the codeine and Percodan and the tranquilizers. However, for a period of time, I was injecting pentothal intravenously to put myself to sleep. That's the stuff used when the oral surgeon puts the needle in your vein and says, count to 10, and before you get to 2, you're asleep. Instant blackout was what it was, and it seemed delightful. I didn't feel I didn't feel I could lie in bed and squirt the stuff in my veins while my kids and wife stood around watching me. So I kept the drug in my bag and the bag in the car and the car in the garage. Luckily, the garage was attached to the house. In the garage, I would put the needle in my vein and then try to figure out exactly how much medication to inject to overcome the pep pills while adding to the sleeping pills while ignoring the tranquilizers in order to get just enough to be able to pull out the needle. Jerk the tourniquet, throw it in the car, slam the car door shut, and run the hall and fall in bed before I fell asleep. It was hard to judge the right amount. One night I had to put myself back to sleep 3 times, and then I finally decided to give it up. But to do so, I had to get all the stuff out of the house and out of my possession. In the end, I had to do the same with alcohol and all pills. I wasn't able to quit chemicals as long as they were in the house. If they were around, I always found a need for them, especially the pills. I never in my life took a tranquilizer, sedative, or pep pill because I was a pillhead. I always took it because I had the symptom that only the pill would relieve. Therefore, every pill was medically indicated at the time it was taken. For me, pills don't produce the desire to swallow a pill. They produce the symptoms that require the pill to be taken for relief. As a physician and pharmacist who had grown up in the drugstore home, I had a pill for every ill, and I was sick a lot. Mm, okay, sorry. Today I find I can't work my AA program while taking pills, nor may I even have them around for dire emergencies only. I can't say, thy will be done and take a pill. I can't say I'm powerless over alcohol, but solid alcohol is okay. I can't say God restore me to sanity, but until he does, I'll control myself with pills. Giving up alcohol alone was not enough for me. I've had to give up all mood and mind altering chemicals in order to stay sober and comfortable. On 2 different occasions, I would take absolutely nothing. On each occasion, I had a convulsion on Sunday morning. Both times, my reaction was that I had nothing to drink the night before, so obviously, alcohol had nothing to do with it. The neurologist in charge of my case didn't think to ask me whether I drank, and I didn't think to tell him. As a result, he couldn't figure out why I had the convulsions, and he decided to send me to the Mayo Clinic. To the Mayo Clinic! It seemed to me I needed a consultation first. I happened to be the best diagnostician I knew at the time, and certainly I knew my case better than anyone else. So I sat down with me and went over the facts behind the convulsions: personality changes, daily headaches, sense of impending doom, sense of impending insanity. Suddenly, it was obvious to me I had a brain tumor and would die. And everyone would be sorry for me. The Mayo Clinic seemed like a good place to have my diagnosis confirmed. After 9 days of tests at Mayo, I was put in the locked ward of all places. That's when the steel door slammed shut, and Max was the one who went home. I didn't like being on the ward, and I particularly didn't like being forced to ice cookies on Christmas Eve. So I raised enough fuss that they finally agreed to let me sign out against medical advice. Max accepted responsibility for me after I had promised never to drink again and never take another pill, never to swear again, and never to talk to girls again. We got on the plane and immediately had a big fight over whether I'd drink the free booze. Max won, and I didn't drink it. But by God, I wouldn't talk or eat either. And that was how Max and I and our 2 daughters spent Christmas Day 8 years ago. When we got home, I got a bottle of scotch and went to bed. The next day, Max called the neurologist and told him about the Mayo psychiatrist's opinion. He arranged for me to see a local psychiatrist who quickly decided I should be in the mental health unit of our local hospital. The people there insisted on putting me in a ward when Max and I knew I ought to have a private room. Finally, she asked, "Do you realize he's on the staff of this hospital?" And I got my private room. Time went by very, very slowly on my second nut ward. I never could quite get the knack of it and kept asking myself, what's a nice guy like me doing in a place like this? They wanted me to make leather belts, of all things. Had I gone to school all those years just to sit and make leather belts? So right now, his pride is blocking him off from actually accepting the help. They're trying to help him because he's not having a brain tumor. He's just fucked up on all the alcohol and all the pills. But now he's thinking of himself, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm this, I'm that. Should I really have to stay here? Shh. Okay. Besides, I couldn't understand the instructions. The girl had explained them to me 4 times, and I was too embarrassed to ask her again. I am pleased to state, however, that I had gone to only a very few AA meetings where I was able to make a really beautiful pair of moccasins and half a wallet. I wore those moccasins every night for the next 7 years until they wore out. For my 7th AA birthday, my program oriented Al Anon wife had my moccasins bronzed. Now I own perhaps the most costly pair of moccasins anyone has ever seen, and they help me remember where I have been. In the hospital, I hung on to the idea I had most of my life, that if I could just control the external environment, the internal environment would then become comfortable. Much of my time was spent writing letters, notes, orders, and lists of things for Max, who was also my office nurse, to do and keep the world running while I was locked up. One has to be pretty sick to do that, and perhaps has to be even sicker to come back every day for a new list, as she did. So his wife was codependent. Okay, so they were both, he was the alcoholic addict, but she was the wife. And so she was feeding into his codependency. He was trying to control, fix, manage, and control from the hospital while he's in the nut ward. He's given orders of what she needs to do, this, that, and the third, when in all actuality, he needs to shut the fuck up and get better and learn. But he's out here bossing folks around because what? That's what us addicts do. Max still works with me in the office, but we have turned our wills and our lives and our work over to the care of God. Each with the other as a witness, we took the third step out loud, just as it says in the big book. And life keeps getting simpler and easier as we try to reverse my old idea by taking care of the internal environment via the 12 steps. So basically, keeping care of us on the inside, okay? And that's how we take care of ourselves on the inside, is by working our program, doing the 12 steps. That's what helps us stay sober. Okay, instead of trying to fix, manage, and control everything from the outside. That's what we've always done. We are like, it even says it in the big book, you guys, that we're actors. Okay, and we want to have everybody in a certain position. I'm the director, y'all are the actors, you do this, that, and the third, and if you just do this right, I'll be okay. If I could just keep my job, just have my car, and still get high, I'd be okay. One day, as I sat there in the hospital, my psychiatrist walked up behind me and asked, how'd you like to talk to the man from AA? My reaction was that I'd already helped all the patients on the ward, and I still had plenty of problems of my own without trying to help some drunk from AA. But by the look on the psychiatrist's face, I could tell that it would really make him happy if I agreed. So, for no better reason than to make him happy, I agreed. Very shortly, I realized that had been a mistake. When this big clown came bounding into the room, almost shouting, my name is Frank, and I'm an alcoholic. Ha 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 ha. I really felt sorry for him. The only thing in life he had to brag about was the fact that he was an alcoholic. It wasn't until later that he told me he was an attorney. Against my better judgment, I went to a meeting with him that night, and a strange thing began to happen. The psychiatrist who had generally been ignoring me now became quite interested, and every day he would ask me all kinds of questions about the AA meetings. At first, I wondered whether he was an alcoholic himself and was sending me to find out about AA. But it quickly became obvious that he had this childish notion instead. If he could get me to go to enough meetings while in the hospital, I would continue to go after he let me out. So, for no better reason than to fool him, I asked Frank to take me to a meeting every night. And Frank did set me up for a meeting every night except Friday, when he thought he might have a date with his girlfriend. That's a devil of a way to run an organization, I thought, and I reported Frank to the psychiatrist, who didn't seem perturbed. He just got someone else to take me on Fridays. Eventually, the psychiatrist discharged me from the hospital, and Max and I began going to meetings ourselves. Right from the start, I felt that they weren't doing anything for me, but they sure were helping Max. We sat in the back and talked only to each other. It was precisely a year before I spoke at an AA meeting. Although we enjoyed the laughter in the early days, I heard a lot of things that I thought were stupid. I interpreted sober as meaning drinking, but not being drunk. When a big, healthy looking young fellow stood up there and said, I'm a success today if I don't drink today, I thought, man, I've got 1,000 things to do today before I can brag about not taking a drink, for God's sakes. Of course, I was still drinking at the time. Today, there is absolutely nothing in the world more important to me than keeping this alcoholic sober. Not taking a drink is by far the most important thing I do each day. It seemed that all they talked about at meetings was drinking, drinking, drinking. It made me thirsty. I wanted to talk about many big problems. Drinking seemed a small one, and I knew that giving up one drink for one day wouldn't really do any good. Finally, after 7 months, I decided to try it. To this day, I am amazed at how many of my problems, most of which nothing to do with drinking, I believe have become manageable or have simply disappeared because I quit drinking. I had already given up all narcotics, most of the pills and some of the alcohol when I first came to AA. By early July, I had tapered off of alcohol completely. So basically, the reason why I'm sharing the story with you guys, damn, it's good, because I need to go pee, is because judge you, or if you're on medication, or if you were an addict. Now, when you let me get okay. So basically, what happens is he sobers up. You know what? We're leaving off at page 416. I really got to go to the bathroom, you guys. Okay. But basically, what happens is he stays sober. He gets sober, but nobody's going to judge you if you're an addict and you want to go to AA, or if you're on maintenance medication. As long as your doctor is prescribing you that medication and you're taking it as prescribed, you are accepted. You are welcome here. You're welcome anywhere, as long as you're trying to better your life. A lot of people will support you. I really need to go potty. I love you guys. It's 4:30. I'll be back on in about 3 hours at 7 o'clock. Okay? Is that okay, guys? Is that okay with y'all? Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tonight at 7 for our medication assisted recovery meeting. So I hope you guys will come and hang out with us. And I love y'all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me today.